Hello and welcome back to Cosmoteer. So I've built a ship and I've got a lot of cash. Thought I would just go with a little bit creative mode, sort of, just to start exploring some options. So this is the new ship and it looks a bit weird, I know. Let's take a look at the internals. There's a lot of crew in the back here because we need a lot of crew to man all of these missile launchers. So 8 MPs, large defensive shield on top, couple of point defense turrets to prevent them from us being shot. And I don't actually know if this thing works, which is going to be the fun part. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna select both because we lost our ship, which kind of sucks, but you know, that's a risk of doing business. And we're gonna FTL jump towards that bit. Now, actually, I just realized that this ship has no FTL drive. So we're gonna cancel the spinning. And select Molar, edit you, and give you an FTL drive. Don't know how I could forget the so important thing called an FTL drive. I actually don't know where to place it. I don't want to get rid of more crew because we're already efficiency would be really low. What does this determine? Like, where it is? The comparison to where these cores are? We're really overstacked on power. We recommended 36, so we could just probably do that. And then we're a little bit low on power, so we need to add a little bit more reactor. We might add a reactor just up the front here. Add a couple of doors. So it's immediately from these reactors, so let's just, you know, not be a bit of a dick here and remove that piece there. And yeah, so let's just quickly explain what's going on in the ship. It is just like a heavy defensive ship on front, catapult defense, a couple of shield generators, some heavy counter balanced pushers here, some side maneuvers, a lot of missiles. We've got a bit of an armor put on the side, hopefully put in a little bit of defense. Same as this kind of the idea behind this entire piece. It's just mostly armor. We can actually add a little bit more. I just noticed that there is some neat opportunity there. I don't know. It's not really that important. But it does block shots. But hopefully we're not going to get too much on the back. So there's the entire crew department right here. And it's just a missile line. And what you see here is, I'll just unpause the game, is what you can see is these guys are now, instead of just walking up and down, they should, 9 out of 10 times, actually prefer to take the this bit, which causes them to, you know, maneuver a lot more efficiently. So I actually can see that they want to go to their quarters like that through the bridge. That's not what I wanted that to be done. And let's add a couple of doors here, here. There we go. So transferring of these modules upwards. Now there might be a design flaw here for the fact that a lot of these reactors are actually where they are. So we might actually move a couple more upwards eventually, but I actually don't know that just yet. Like we could put them right here. Same thing here. When they start loading the missiles, they will enter from this side and they will leave on the other side. At least the AI should be able to do this. So let's try that FTL jump again. Towards a sector here. Requires a lot of resources, which we don't have. I can actually buy some shit because I have, like I said, infinite amount of cash. This is just mostly just me. I want to experience, experiment a little bit with the possibilities of ships and vessels. All right, takes a while to spin up this puppy. There we go. Now, apparently, I don't know if you leave a functioning ship behind, but if you leave a non-fully functional ship behind, it just disappears. So, yeah, keep that in mind. So let's send in our missile cruiser and see what it does. So we'll focus on... and this one we can actually just focus on like that. If this does rotate the camera, I actually don't know how to rotate the camera without it. It's already saying that it needs more power up the front, so yeah, that might actually be a good idea to get more reactors on the front compartment. It is fine now, but I think we definitely need to make that change. Alright, let's see what this baby can do in combat. So it's gonna fire all of his missiles once. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. And completely... Okay, we have a lot of momentum, so it takes a while. Oh, wow. I'm surprised with how we're underperforming on manpower really badly. So they do move through this system, so it actually works as intended. I think this ship is utterly garbage. It is. it's crap. Wow. Let's sell it. So that is an experiment that you can do. Alright, let's try something again. I guess I need to do something. I need to just change the entire way these systems work. I still like the idea of just a broadside missile system. How are we gonna do this without completely looking stupid in the process? So, okay, first things first, I'm gonna change the layout of the ship. So we're gonna just do the deletion thing again, blah blah blah. You know, because I don't really care much for any of this shit. Yes, yes. And we're gonna make we're gonna go for a central column, but this one a bit different. So we need to put at least a little bit of flooring in here, otherwise it's just gonna say like, oh, I can't reach anything. So we're gonna start out with a I think a bit wider central core like that. So this is gonna be our crew. I'll give them some wiggle room. And let's get some power cores in there. So and get the FTL drives that we need. So I think actually FTL drive efficiency also is determined by how many like power cores are nearby. Alright, so this is the like the general... Oh, just accidental deletions there. But the idea is that there is like a central hub of which contains all like crucial systems. That's what I am going for right now. And there's nothing wrong with doors, because I want you guys to have as much ways of getting out of the system as ways of getting in. Right. Next up, of course, is see it has 100% FTL efficiency. Like, ooh, beautiful. Let's try the missile launcher thing again, but maybe we should start with the missile factories on the side here. So we'll do it like that. Get on another 8 of these factories, and then we'll get the... Right, that's what was my issue. These things cannot be loaded from... They can be side-loaded, but it requires a bit of planning. Does this work in spacing? Yeah. Alright, so this would be then our entire core. So now it's just the main problem is that we do need crew, we need defenses and that kind of stuff. So let's try that, setting that up again. Gotta do a bit of a cheeky one here. Alright, so this should... I probably should just quickly move you out of the fucking way. We'll actually just remove this one. Put it right there and... Okay, we have no drive, so we're gonna keep spinning, and that's gonna keep... You know, get everybody sick that's even watching. Just stop that for a second, will you? Counteracting drive, so right there, right there, right there. Right, I don't like the idea of reactors on front, so we're gonna just put some storage bays here. And I don't mind them as much on the side here, so we're gonna put a lot of reactors in this entire ship. So the amount of crew we're gonna need is gonna be out of this world. But I think with the width we have now, we actually have the opportunity to build a little bit more sensible and a little bit less as it looked ridiculous what we had before. Alright, I'm gonna keep... I might actually just keep these engines. Just move them slightly to the middle. Yes, it's gonna make you incredibly slow at the start, but... There we go. Right. So we're good on crew. So we can just invest in whatever we want. So again, the idea is just we launch like ridiculous amounts of crap towards the enemy. Now I need more point defense systems. Actually, let's see, we move him a little bit up. There we go. Now there is the question of doors. There we go. Want as many doors everywhere as possible. We want these things to all be interconnected as much as possible. I don't think it really weakens like structural integrity, so it just costs money. And money is the biggest problem, you know. Well, so I like the idea of these housing blocks, so to speak. Okay, there we go. So, according to everything, this ship should function, except it has very little rear power. So we are at least gonna put some armor slabs on the sides here. And then to completely soothe my OCD, you know, designer, at least get this fixed. Some shape is tends to be nice in, you know, in when you're designing a ship. It has a shape. Doesn't look like total shit. And it looks bad though, you know, don't get me wrong here. I'm not like saying that this looks any good. But let's see, is that actually possible? It'd be funny if it is. I always like the idea of internal engines. Can you even go bigger with this? Yeah. Look, I could just boot two very big, powerful combustion engines. Just like that. Bit strange. Put them right there, so we can put a bit of a hallway so they're reachable. And why don't we just put a tiny back reactor here? Couple of doors, as usual. There we go. I have no idea this thing works. On paper it should. It has a lot more crew than it needs, and it has a lot more power than it needs. But you know, then now you get power to the points where it needs to be. Now I think there's a lot of optimization you can do, but it's, you know, I just like the idea of being just able to build these custom ships and see what they can do once they get in combat. This thing is... Oh wait, you're pointed not in the right way. You consider that your front? No, you don't, but we don't have any... Right. It has to do with the engine thrust that is really offset right now. We've got a lot of frontal engine power, we have very little rear engine power, so why don't we just move these to the rear like that. Hopefully that will flip it around. And why don't we put more shields up front then? Let's see, what will happen if I will tell you to move like that? So, okay, it moves. That's not what, that was not the initial problem. The problem was its orientation. Okay, so now it's orienting actually right. That's good. It's always nice when your ship's front side is actually facing towards the enemy. So let's see what it is. We've got 8 missile launchers. Yes, it does a lot of damage, but hopefully it can actually take damage. And it can actually keep continuous firing at the enemy. Because we have a lot more power than we need, but it just enables these guys to just go like, okay, actually, the way these workers work, they prefer to, they always stick around here, so when they need to start moving, so these guys are always near the engines like that. It's actually not a bad idea. A dedicated crew. Okay, so missiles are on the way. Small ship is firing. Oh, these are anti-shield. Oh my god, that completely wrecked him. Like, no chance. A shield generator's ran out of power fast though. Yeah, we're getting a lot of congestion. I think what I need to do... Okay, so I'm gonna do the... No, I'm not gonna do the up and down lanes because that's gonna kind of fuck around here a little bit. But we're gonna move everything one up. This should create a little bit more space right there. Now I can actually do the same with all of this, so... Just making a ship a little bit wider. So like that, there we go. Need to redo a lot of the doors. Still getting stuck everywhere. Right, I have an access of crew, so might as well just swap these out. Like that. Just get these hallways a little bit wider. There we go, still got enough crew. Very wide hallways. Hopefully that solves that problem. So it seemed that during combat, the biggest problem is that a lot of these guys got stuck. It's not something I was really expecting that would happen, so let's just door the fuck this up. Alright. Hopefully these storage cells actually don't blow up. That would be a bit awkward. Alright, I think that's good doors. Alright, next try. So this is like creative. It's officially not running creative mode, it's just using a hex editor to just edit my monetary values. But there is a creative mode in the game where you could just do this stuff that I'm actually doing right now. But there isn't really much more to do than just build a ship, see if it works, and go on to the next one. Or you could do this. You could say like, well, there's a legit way to do these entire things. Yeah, but I don't think it adds too much to the entire value of the experience. So why the hell not just experiment a little bit with this what we have right now. I would like to use speedy pathways, but I think the big problem of that currently is that you need like a neutral path. Or a very wide ship. These missiles completely destroy whatever we send against them. That's just beautiful. Alright, let's send both ships towards... so I've rotated my camera, which is annoying. And I actually don't know... Let's see, is there... Settings, interface misc. Is there like a few controls? There we go. What is rotation? Like... Come on, man. Oh, edit controls. There we go. View controls, pan left, right, up, down, zoom in, down, rotate right bracket and left bracket. Oh, you don't recognize that mouse button? Dick. Okay, well. Actually doesn't rotate my camera. Beautiful. Great, great. I was hoping here. Nah, it doesn't rotate my camera. This is a little bit annoying. I know a way of probably just fixing this real quick. Alright, let's just kill that guy and I want to go into a higher danger zone. See what we can find. Oh, that ship just actually looks pretty damn good. Wait, this is oh, that's a smart place for shield generator. It's not gonna survive, you know. The amount of missiles that we can send towards people is just ridiculous. So let's go and get a tier higher. These were... I think 3s. Let's try 4s. Alright. Power up the drive. Engage that shit. See where we end up. A little bit of experimentation. And this game is still, like I said, heavy in development, and I'm really looking forward to when it starts adding more systems. I think this is like, if they can get stuff like what FTL managed to do, that's partially if they can capture that same experience, maybe missions, factions. Of course, the bare bones systems need to be built first, and so far so good. So I actually didn't want to engage with both ships, but you know, here we are. Okay, so you're like one of those front on, you're gonna, okay, so that's painful. but totally beaten. Though we took a lot of damage up front. Not really that surprised that we did. So what looks like the movement is actually pretty good through the ship. Let's see if we can take... You can take on one dude of your own. After this I will spawn on a couple of the bigger ships. Let's just quickly change something in the background. Because these ships are really expensive. So now we've got 350 million quid arenas. Now not all of them are as good as others, but I kind of want to show this off. As it is now, I'm not going to do like a long run play. That's a very interesting method of doing things. However, this is like a one hallway. These guys are going to stuck each other. If you've built this like fully up, that might actually work, what it's doing right now. What the hell? I would like to see the internals of this ship, to be honest. Maybe it's in the store, because a lot of these ships are actually in the store. Well, that is like a big downside. You know, you can just shoot off the... So this was like no problem at all. Our ship is doing pretty good, even though it's like a missile fucking cruiser. Okay, apparently there is a... I don't know what piece we need to get rid of. That piece, apparently. Not really too much of a challenge, because again, the first ship we came about was a lot more of a challenge. We just took a very little bit of damage. Like a minute bit, but we've got a lot of frontal shield power, so... But missiles are strong. This is really strong. Once again, it's... oh wait, it says... you know, Cosmoteer. Let's just focus on the ship. Can I just actually get a correct orientation there on this one? Nope. Well, imagine that it says Cosmoteer, because there is actually a Cosmoteer vessel. Now, what we consider the... Oh, actually both of them apparently. So let's just focus... Actually, missiles don't have a specific focus point. So there's no power in here, so that will run out. So we just need to take focus on that piece. Okay, there we go. Target defeated. Took a bit of damage, but not too bad. This ship so far is doing pretty good. So let's go into one higher. Let's go all ships. And engage. Now our little ship will completely be wrecked, so we'll send in our little ship first and see what the result is. It will probably get completely destroyed. Actually, that might not be the smartest idea, because we need like a backup ship. Why don't we just buy one of these built-in ships? So we got a lot of these bigger ships, and these are fairly awesome actually. There we go, just took a while. But these are expensive as hell. And some of them just look good, others are really designed a lot better. Like, that's the one we said, the Cosmoteer we just faced. It's like, it looks great. It's completely afunctional due to the fact that that a lot of our crew actually needs to travel outside of the ship. You got like the big one, like the Crescent Wrath, and this thing is, it's okay. It's not actually that good. This looks really awesome, but it's not really as sufficiently designed. I like this one, the Dragon Sword, because there's a lot of this side firepower. I'm gonna buy that one. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if you could call this one efficiently designed. If you look at the... So it lacks crew, technically, so... But it has a lot of armor. And, like, these central guns, I don't like that. I like the fact that we have them, you know, but I don't like the fact that these are outside of the system. So let's get rid of them. Because we're a sideways firing ship anyway, so I don't like how this still looks. That's fine. I need a little bit more crew. I'd rather have a ship that functions than a ship that just looks great, because it looks extraordinarily good. There we go. That should get us up to the required crew amount. It's a lot of armor. It seems like a really tough ship. Got some ammunition storage everywhere. So this is gonna take a while for the ship to power up. And in the meanwhile, let's try this is our Model R to you know, take on an enemy. This is like the strongest sized enemy. We can run into this ship with this one, and in size they're fairly similar, but this one, I don't know. This just looks really awesome. Well made. Like well made. Really well made. Like it. Like it a lot. Actually, we're running into a different contact first, so let's just focus on that one. Look at that. That ship is like a crap ton heavier than me. The amount of physical shit coming in. So our rocket's going out. And well, we're hitting them, but he's also hitting us. And our point defense systems are not doing the greatest of jobs. And the amount of cannons here, I think, are going to be victorious. Like, missiles are fun, but cannons are so good. Look at that. Our front just got completely shut off. And that's the end of this system. Already that ship. Let's get our small one in there. See if we can finish off the job with our small ship, which of course we can't. All right, go there, buddy. So while this one is still kind of crewing up and powering up, it seems like it hasn't really got any defenses on the side here, even though it's got like these broadside batteries on. Oh my god, this thing got destroyed. Yeah, you're done for. Okay, so we're gonna tell him. Okay, so he automatically assigns itself like a broadside on ship. That's pretty good. I'm actually gonna slow down. I want to see this puppy in action. So we're gonna just take it. You know, that's the downside of this ship. That this is very little defense. It's just gonna take a broadside on. But here, look at that, opening up fire, and the amount of firepower that this thing brings to bear, like straight through the center of the ship. If we can target this, like all these batteries. Look at that. This is why I like the design of this game. It's just, these ships are smart. Like this, the front face is right, like, you know, in that direction, but it is capable of just adjusting itself automatically towards the side. This amount of firepower we're now putting on to bear on all of this is just insane. Tries to get away, so we'll target its rear reactors. Hopefully we can shoot down some of its reactors. There we go. That should severely weaken its power plant. Now this ship is like a ship of the line in its purest form. I would change some minor details about it, like the crew. I don't care much for the middle bit. I just wanted to put it inside. I would get these a little bit moved towards the side. Just like some ergonomics of how a crew would move. But just look at the amount of firepower this thing is sending through. And this is not all, by the way, just physical rounds. These are also a lot of plasma rounds. Look at that, baby. Look at the destruction. If you're one of these very big ships, the amount of destruction you can put upon your targets is like insane. So what I would suggest on this ship, if you would run it, is remove this side on a production scale and just put engines here, because it needs these engines to maneuver itself back into position. Then you might want to invest on some shielding units on some points, and then look at the ergonomics of some of these places. So we've still got a couple of missile launchers firing at us. But these ships are relatively in the same class. If you look at the buy menu here, ours has a value currently of, let's see, it's a Dragon Sword. Come on, there we go. 1 million, and I think we're facing a Hammerhead. I think it's a Hammerhead. Let's take a look at, let's make the icons smaller. I think it's the Hammerhead we just went up against. Yep, we did. As you can see, there's a lot of ships in there. You get your standard Star Trek ship as well. I like the amount of just pure destruction that's coming at us. And we're just trying to target its core down. Some of its guns, like... Oh, there we go. Target defeated. Now, we might have made like 200,000, but I think we should keep something in mind. What's the repair cost we have? Oh, actually, we made profit. Wow. So let's do the minor edits I was talking about. So instead of these big ass fucking cannons, we need some more propulsion on the side, because, you know, and we'll use it like that. Very good. Now there's some moving of objects I want to do to create a little bit more of an ergonomic movement pattern. It's a prohibited area. How? Okay, I don't know how exactly that works. Not connected. Okay. Some weirdness going on and how this is loaded in, I think. Yeah, this is not entirely loaded in as should, apparently. There we go. Probably has the same issue right here. It's a prohibited area. Like, why? How is this prohibited area? It's not connected. Oh well, at least I got it. Whatever. So yeah, there are some problems with this ship apparently. Anyway, we lessened the firepower a little bit, but it should be easier for it to maneuver, I think. Also, is this really running on so few factories? Wow. Anyway, enough of that. I want to spawn in the biggest one that we have, and then I'm gonna end the video. The biggest ship currently in the game, pre-built, is the Crescent Wrath. It's not the best. It's pretty good. Want to see this thing in action? I know you want to see. Everybody wants to see this thing in action. Plus, this guy needs to power up anyway. There's a lot of shielding on this guy. I'm kind of like, but there are some potential weak points. I like how they like the build of this ship. So, you know, let's look at the internals before we just completely get it wrecked. So this looks ergonomically like a pretty well designed ship. Missiles are close by. I would widen these paths a little bit, but that's my preference. However, these engines here, as awesome as they are, they don't have any power sources nearby. So you got a lot of clutter here on the weapon racks. There are some back cannons, which I can appreciate it. I can appreciate that, but like this is also one of those structural weak points. Get a couple of missiles in the side. You got a lot of damage in here. And I don't know if it's, but it feels like it's, yeah, it's undercrewed, and it's like it has many systems. It has not enough power, not enough crew. But we'll see how it comes. So let's close in, and actually apparently it prefers a sideways on fight. I'm not really that surprised, in all honesty. Okay, so let's slow down. So this thing looks like, oh my god, these shield batteries that this thing has are looking insane. So missiles coming in, but we are immediately taking a pounding. There's like, we don't stand a chance. We're getting shot to hell and back. And it looks like this guy is barely sustaining any damage. Yeah, we're not doing any damage on him. And we're getting shot to shit. So looking good isn't always, you know, the solution to your problems. Look at that, we're just, they're boring straight through. Top falling off. Yeah. Why don't we just quickly sell it? Oh, I can't sell it during combat. Self-destruct, bitches! Boom. Right. Crescent Wrath. Final ship that we wanted to show off. Get into combat. So this thing has a lot. It is actually underpowered on the power side of things. It's built really cramped, which is a bit of a shame, but it got a lot of engines, a lot of maneuverability, a lot of frontal firepower, a lot of missile launchers, a lot of cannons everywhere, and it should be fairly quick, you would expect, with the amount of engines it got. But I can't wait for to see what the community is going to do with this game, and hopefully it keeps growing. Because I merely stumbled upon this, and I hope it's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and hopefully we're gonna see a lot of, you know, community build vessels that that look good but also work. So missiles are coming in. We've got a lot of frontal beam lasers, a lot of cannons going off. Look at that. But we are already. Looks like this one is designed with efficiency in mind than anything else. Because we are taking a lot of damage, and we might be the most expensive ship in the game, but we're not pulling through. Like, it seems that efficiency trumps all. And that's kind of what I like to see. What I want to see is like ships that look good. Because this thing looks like a fucking brick, right? Like the Borg cube principle. Yeah, it might work, but it looks like fucking shit. Okay, we need to do a little bit of see if we can maneuver a bit like that. Get these, because we barely have any frontal weapons, and our missiles will fire anyway, and we got some batteries here on the side which get immediately taken out. Oh no! Oh no! This thing is ridiculous. It's not that expensive, I think, if I remember correctly. Like, there we go, it's service. Yeah, it's 1.9 million. Let's take a look. Oh, wow, this is clearly designed with a single purpose. Efficiency. It is just efficiency. However, I'm a bit surprised, because I think these shield generators are doing something that's actually not something we can do. Oh wait, we can. Yeah. Okay, never mind, I don't have to say anything. Look at that, you've got wide hallways. So what you could do to make this one even better, I think, is yes, that will change their pathfinding. Oh, no, that doesn't look too good now anymore. But it should speed things up a little bit, I think. It has some slowdown, of course. But overall, I think it should speed things up. Oh, come on. Just going on a different line there, and then it makes things really awkward. Now that's the problem that we need to adjust, so disable mirroring, and otherwise they can't get back. It's gonna take forever to get back. Look at that, I think this is one of those few things that you could still do, I think, to make this thing more efficient, but I like the idea of these things, but I think they have a innate problem with the fact that there is always some slowdown. Let's disable mirroring real quick. I said I need to disable mirroring real quick. Right, let's see if we can a bit more. Oh, come on. I am so bad at keeping my mouse in a straight line. There we go. I thought our mirroring put back on. Well, apparently it didn't. Oh, come on. There is Control Z, which is like the biggest useful thing, I think, in the build mode. Like, I made an oopsie, please allow me to rectify that. Well, there we go. I think it runs now as optimal as it can. Wasn't fully mirrored for some reason. It is considered underpowered, surprisingly enough, but I think the storage facilities here are required to make up for that. Anyway, let's just put a Cerberus against a Cerberus, you know? And yes, we did some damage on this one already, but who gives a shit? And I might have optimized the ship slightly. I actually don't know, but I think these paths should, in theory, make the travel times lessen between our guys and compared to theirs. As long as you actually... I think that's a necessity. I just saw something happen. I think every room needs to be available from every point. Otherwise, they might... do some weird traveling, because I saw the guy from here up to here, which looked awkward as hell. Anyway, this is not really important to do right now, but you know the idea. The thing, I think it's clear what the idea behind it is. All right, let's get into range and see two of these babies eat each other up. This might want to. I hope it's not gonna be one of those eternal fights, you know. This one has already got frontal destruction anyway, so there you go. Look at that, this thing is just so much frontal firepower, it's insane. And with all these layered shields, even if you get to the next layer, there's still so much damage that's gonna be done. I like how our biggest destructive power gets just blocked on our shields. Oh wow, I actually just noticed a couple of points of attention that these guns are at a good position and all, but they are blocking some of the potential shots that these lasers can do, I think. Or is there just no crew member in here? No, there's crew members and they're just waiting for an opportunity. Okay, this thing is completely getting destroyed. This thing is powerful. But it is like the box, you know, not that interesting to take a look at. Anyway, with that, I'm actually going to end the video. I want to thank you guys for watching and see you guys next time. Check out Cosmoteer. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. Just really excited about this and I want to see more. I think this is great and it's just good potential. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.